Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. And in today's video, we are going to jump straight into it. You can tell by the title that this is going to be a collection video of the superior labor. I have slowly been building my superior labor collection, and I have made two very big recent developments in the growing of my collection. This here is from Baum-Kuchen. It is the T.S.L analog bag, and so let's go ahead and unbox this. This will be the most expensive purchase I've ever made in terms of a superior labor item. And as always, their packaging is so beautiful, and I use this in my Happy Mail journal, and I love that it comes with a tote bag. I opted for the khaki color. It is the color that I've wanted for so long, and looking at this is so good and so nice. So what led me to ultimately finally make this purchase is attending the SF pen show. My friends Jats and Eileen had their superior labor bags. I believe they're not the exact same model, but one had the extra small and one had the Nomado compact size. I decided to pick up the Baum-Kuchen analog size, and yes, a lot of stores have their own special size with superior labor, and then superior labor has their own permanent line of sizes as well. So this is the khaki with natural leather bottom, and it does have D-rings on the end for you to add a crossbody strap. There is a smaller version called the Petite, which is standard and permanent to Superior Labor's collection line, and those do not have the D-ring ends to add a strap. I love that there's a zipper here to keep everything in, but what I love most about this detail is that the zipper can come all the way undone, just like a jacket. That way you can leave it completely open and fit what you need to without being constricted if this zipper were stuck like that. There was a bag that I was considering to use, a superior labor bag, as like an open desk tote. I think it's called like a clam bag, but the zipper on that one does not detach, and that was a drawback in a video that I'd seen for someone who was using it as the same purpose, just to be an open desk tote bag. I wanted this one because seeing photos and videos of the petite bag, it was just too small. It would probably fit one TN, a water bottle, maybe like a pouch for something, and the petite bag gets really full really fast. I knew that I would want something a little bit bigger, but the permanent collection sizes were just way too big and more fitted for going out bags. I could definitely use this as a small going out bag, and that's why I love this size so much. It's perfect as a desk tote. It's not yet too big. I can fit so much stuff in here, but I can also use it as a small errands bag or even a small travel bag. You'll have to forgive me if I sound out of breath. I'm reaching the end of my pregnancy, and so baby is taking up all my lung space. We are also in the middle of a heat wave in California, and so it is just really hot, and I turn my AC off for these videos so that you can hear me nice and clearly. So anyways, it comes with this large leather tag, and I put this on. So I'd actually cheated and unboxed this bag beforehand, and I attached this, but it was inside, and it had this paper label as well. So it's not my first look at this bag, but it is so beautiful. The leather is so soft. I'm actually so scared to roughen this up and putting it on surfaces. I wish there was an option or a way to add rivets here on the bottom corners. I think that would look so nice, and that way when you do set your bag down on things, it's not going to be abrasive on any surfaces. I would never want to put this bag on the floor, but you never know the situations you may come into. But rivets would have been really nice, like these rivets down here, or something that came out maybe a little bit more. So my intention with this bag is to hold all the things that I currently use. It's pretty much going to take over this canvas. So it's pretty much going to take over this canvas tote bag that I have. This one I purchased off of Etsy. It's really popular and easy to find on Amazon. It's actually a lunch tote bag, and I've been using this for almost 2 years. And I bring this with me everywhere, cafe journaling. And so I fill this up really easily with the things that I am actively working on, and so this will be a nice upgrade, and honestly has become one of the quote-unquote status symbols of an epic journaler collector. Is the connection between the Superior Labor and the Travelers Company. Speaking of those two, there are a lot of collaborative pouches, and there is a TN that I have of the Superior Labor and the Travelers Company. So this is definitely my biggest purchase. I'm so happy with this. Ever since I first saw it, I've always wanted to add it to my collection, and I finally pulled the trigger after seeing the Superior Labor bags in person from my friends and just wanting to be part of that collector crowd now. So I'm really happy with this. I do not intend on getting the Superior Labor leather strap. I want to get just a regular cheap cotton or canvas strap and be able to maybe put pins on that later, something that's going to be more comfortable on my shoulder or my arm when I am bringing it around. But that isn't the main intention of getting this bag, to use it out and about as like a crossbody. It was more so to be like a journaling tote. So before I move on, let me use some of my other Superior Labor items to show what can actually fit in here. So here is that Superior Labor Travelers Company TN. It doesn't have anything in it right now, so let's see, for the purposes of this video, let's go ahead and add an accordion insert. This is my Houston travel journal. It's not going to get very bulky with this, but at least there's something in there. And then I do have this little folder here, just for it to not be so completely empty. Let's see if there's one more thing I can bulk this up with. I know. Let's go ahead and gut this for the purposes of this video, because it is Superior Labor. And this is actually the original insert that came in here. And since I already have a second connecting band, we'll put that in here. Then it can be nice and full and chunky and be a good visual to what can fit in this bag. There you go. Okay, so this is the Superior Labor Travelers Company TN. And then this can stand in here. It does go above the zipper, but it hits right at the lip of the bag at the top. You could obviously always turn it sideways as well. And I have some other covers here. This is an A6 cover with Superior Labor, and I'll go into more detail about these other covers and sizes. This is a BK T.S.L one. This is an A5. So the A5 will go above the lip for sure, but not if you turn it sideways. So let's do a few sideways, and then I have this short and long, or I guess you can say wide pouch. And then let's see if I can actually fit this big chunky guy. This is the utility pouch. Maybe I take out the A6 just to give you an idea. Okay, so I have the long-standing pouch standing upwards, and the notebooks, and that is nice and full. It has filled up the bottom of the bag to get the full shape, but it's not protruding anywhere. And then because it tapers upwards and out, there is some nice space there. So not extremely heavy yet, but all the leather inside and out does contribute to some of that weight. Okay, so getting back into this collections video, we'll go ahead and put the BK T.S.L analog bag to the side. And the next biggest purchase in the growing of my collection was this Superior Labor utility pouch. This is a green color, and something is sticking out here, and it's already starting to like bend the leather. So I'm gonna take that out because this item is such a prized possession to me that I want to keep this item nice and pristine. So whatever that was bulging in there, maybe there's a little too much. Okay, so I got really lucky in this item. This item was released, I believe, in 2022 as a fall color. There was this green, a blue, and a yellow, and I had first seen this right after that release and drop, and everything was sold out. And I've been wanting this color ever since then. I've been really tempted to get the other colors like natural, black, or brown, but my heart was always set on this one. So I tried to post on groups and announce on Instagram that I was searching high and low for this, and after almost 2 years, I was pretty much ready to give up my search. I actually did. I put a post on Facebook saying, I give up looking for the green. I'm interested in a natural. And a couple weeks later, a friend on Instagram sent me an eBay link, and she was like, wake up, hurry up. There is a listing for this. I saw it 2 hours later, and I was so scared that it was gone already. I opened the link. It was still available. I didn't even finish looking at all of the photos or even really look at the price. I just clicked buy now. And then I looked at the photos and read the description. And I was very lucky that this previous owner, while she did use it, it never left her house. It never left her desk. And it was in great condition. The marks that you actually see on the front are already from me. They're from me using it and putting it in my bag and attending, I believe, 3 journal outings since receiving this about 2.5 weeks ago now. And so I'm already the one who's putting way more signs of wear and tear in use than the previous owner. But that's what it's for, to be used and to help tote things around, bring things around to journal outside. And so I'm very happy with it. I really hope Superior Labor will bring back this colorway and remake it one day, because it is such a beautiful green, and over time will just get darker and shinier with the patina. So this is a utility pouch. It's got a large pouch on the left side and then a flap here on the right side. Right now it has my brush, Pentel brush sign pens, but my intention, if I ever got my hands on any of the pouches, not just this green one, was to get this Galen leather pen sleeve and to have fountain pens in here, because this fits really nicely in here. and that way my pens won't touch and they'll be secure for going out. But the journal meetups I've been doing lately have been with new friends, new people, and so I end up bringing my bigger fountain pen pouch so that I can bring more fountain pens for show and tell. But when it would just be me, or maybe going to my local journal meetups, I will probably just bring the few fountain pens that I need and use it for that intended purposes that I had the idea of. So I'm really happy with this pouch so far. It can fit a lot in here. I just came back from a travel to Houston, and I actually fit some extra fountain pens in this case, had this lay in here and closed, and it fit the width of it just perfectly. Without it, there is still a lot of room, and so when it's zipped up, you can see it can still kind of like cave in on itself. So this can fit a lot and get really bulky, but if it gets too bulky, then it starts to stretch the leather on the outside, which is why I was so concerned when I saw that there was like a bulge here, because it would lighten up that section of the leather and just kind of stretch it out. So I try to make sure the stuff in here is laying flat and in a certain position where even if it does move around, something's not stacking up on top of each other. So those two are the biggest purchases of my Superior Labor collection so far, and the two most recent. So getting into everything else now are things that I've had for some time. The only thing I know for sure, working backwards, that I had acquired before the utility pouch is actually this pouch. This is a limited edition pouch with Stationery Selection. Stationery Selection has monthly boxes, and I wasn't subscribed to any boxes, but after the month is released, she will put up what the products are of that surprise box, and one of the items was this, and she has done some Superior Labor pouches in the past before, but this color specifically really grabbed my attention. I love fall colored orange and fall browns, and then the icing on the cake was this green toned zipper. So just all in all, my vibe. And then of course a nude leather zipper tie here. But I purchased I believe it was the June box to get this, and it was well worth the overall price of the box. I didn't even want anything else in that box, just this, and that to me already was worth it. I just got this pin over the weekend and wanted to put it on this bag because it just brings me into the fall mood, even though I'm currently in a California heat wave and it is anything but the fall season here. So this is what I used the past weekend to bring around my personal everyday carry items. I've got my AirPod. I have this really cute mirror, and this is from a follower I met in person at the San Francisco Pen Show. So that was really fun to receive, and it was even cooler to see that it was a mirror and not a magnet. It just from the front it looks like a magnet. And then I've got my Uniball pen, chapstick, lipstick, an emergency hair comb. So that is what is in here. All of this personal everyday carry stuff I had in another pouch. I had it in this pouch, and this was my personal everyday carry pouch for months. So as you can see, this is actually the most worn pouch that I have. A lot of Superior Labor pouches are painted bottoms, and it is known and expected for the paint to soften and then wear down over time. So that is what is happening here. And I would be sad for all of my pouches to start wearing down like this, but I use them. I don't baby them. And so eventually this will start to look like that as well. But for now, I can enjoy just how brand new and clean it looks. So this is the only one I have of this size. This is the next biggest size, and I have quite a few in this size. For the longest time, these just sat folded up and tucked away. And I kept telling myself, I need to stop buying this size because I'm not really using it. But I do actually use them a lot when traveling and going out. So up until this pouch, this was always actively being used as my personal everyday purse items. This I have been using recently to store my wireless microphones, and that way when I go out to journal with my local girlfriends who enjoy doing stationary chats with me, this is ready for me to bring and just grab and go. So these are my Rode wireless microphones. This pouch I actually bought secondhand, so it had some nice patina, it had some use. Unfortunately, soon after I received this, I went to a journal meetup, got some samples from a friend, and on the way home, the sample leaked, and I'm so lucky because it could have been so much worse. But what happened is it leaked on the inside here. Let me take out this stuff. It leaked on the inside, and it mostly leaked on the part where the leather is, but it seeped through the thread, and that's where you can see it on the outside here. But seriously, it could have been so much worse. It could have been all over this front canvas. It could have actually soaked through all layers and get to the leather. So I'm sad that it's on the front, because like if it were going to happen, at least put it on the back. But it is what it is. At least I didn't buy it brand spanking new and that happened, but I got it for a really good price secondhand because Baum-Kuchen had marked up their prices by a lot in the recent year. So unfortunately, the cost of superior labor is increasing due to the demand, the leather, the craftsmanship, etc. I don't know why I had my prenatal pill, one prenatal pill there. So that's what I have in here, and that's pretty much been staying that way. This I do use when I'm traveling, and so since I'm not, I tuck it back away. But this is, I believe, a 𝘊𝘲𝘀 colorway with Baum-Kuchen. It's got a very light pink painted bottom and a bright pink zipper lip here, and then like a kind of a mocha, but this colorway is called mocha, and I have this colorway in a lot of other things. So that's the mocha colorway, and this is, I believe they called it sakura mochi, but this is I'll call it sakura for now. So I have this other smaller size, and to store, I usually put these in here. And this bigger pouch is a collaboration with 𝘬𝘪𝘯𝘕 Company. I picked this up when I went to Japan, and they come in this medium size as well as this small size. The only thing is Superior Labor has their permanent size collection, and the medium is also numbered as 03. This 𝘬𝘪𝘯𝘕 Company size is not quite the same size as the 03. It's a little bit shorter, but it is the same in width. And this width is great for holding a TN. So when I travel, I actually will put my TNs in here, and I can fit up to 3 TNs. It does get really tight, but it will fill the full width of the bottom here of the gusset. So I will use this pouch a lot. As you can see, the paint is already starting to wear off the bottom, and I use this pouch to transport my TNs so they don't get as scratched up in travel. So I really love this pouch. I will probably pick up the 03 medium one day, but for now this suits my needs. So I believe that's it for my pouches so far. Now let's get into some of the journal covers. Since this is here and it's my only TN one, I'll talk about this first. This is the Superior Labor Travelers Company 15th Anniversary TN. They had two colors, only in standard, but they had a camel and they had a navy with silver foiling. And I was so lucky to get this. It's really funny because I was barely getting into TNs and I had no idea about Superior Labor at the time of this release. And I watched everybody freak out about it on Instagram. And I just let it pass me by and thought, that's really cute. But I don't really know about Superior Labor. But I love Travelers Company. I was just getting into them. And I was around. I could have ordered it from Napdog, which is Superior Labor's website. But I just watched everybody else get into a frenzy. And then a couple months later, I had bought my first Superior Labor cover already. It was the Mocha one and this Seashell one in A6. And I started to know more about Superior Labor and their craftsmanship. And then I said, I want the TN. So I went to look for it. My friend Eileen was also searching for it. She was on the hunt for it before I was. And so I would help her look for it. And we both found some listings on a Facebook group within about a week to 2 weeks apart from each other. She actually got a used TN and I was able to find a brand new TN and we swapped. I wanted her to have the brand new one and I was okay with the used one. And that was just because she was hunting for it first and I thought she deserved to get the better deal. So better deal in terms of brand new versus used, but the price was actually the same. So it's not like either of us had paid more than the other, but we purchased the ones we did and then we traded. So both inserts were unused, so we both were able to get that. I actually am filling mine up now as my stationery meetup journal, but I really love this TN. It is so soft. Unfortunately, I do have one stain on it already. This TN never leaves the house, and I brought it out with me to a meetup one time, and that's how that got there. So now that kind of solidified, okay, I'm never bringing this out of the house again. So I know I talk about using my things, but there are some things that I'm not ready to start wearing down, and this is one of them. Whereas my pouches, the utility pouch, the analog bag, those are going to get wear and tear, and I'm ready for that. I'm just not ready for this to have some wear and tear. So last but not least now, it looks like I'm getting into my journal covers. So I have 3 A6 covers here. The first one I picked up is actually the seashell one, and it was for my 𝘍𝘪𝘠, and I used it so much every day for a whole year. You can see the patina here. This is the undyed, and then of course it had the 𝘍𝘪𝘠 back cover onto it, and so just through oxidation, sunlight exposure, you can see a lot more patina on the edge. And I do actually treat all of my items with a leather canvas protectant spray. I plan to do that with my analog bag and with my utility pouch. One thing that I actually do with all of the brand new leather that I get, especially Superior Labor, is I do a water wash. What that is I'll get a microfiber cloth and get some water, wring it out so it's damp, and I will coat all the leather with water and then let that air dry. And the reason I do that, I learned it from someone else on Instagram, and I'll put her handle on the screen here. But the concept to me is really, I don't know what the words to say. The concept to me is that you are filling up the pores before any stain can happen, and then just that one spot is going to stick out and stand out. So I pretty much do it so that there is one even layer of water exposure, and so that if anything stains it, it's not going to stick out as bad. And it will also help in a more even patina. So that's actually what I do. I've done it to every single piece that I've received, and I'll do like the leather trim here. So I'm definitely going to do that again with my superior labor bag, and maybe I'll show it here at the end of what I mean by that. But getting back to these covers, so I got this first, and then I actually got the mocha, then this black one, and the recent cover I added was the mocha A6. But we'll go by size. So this one I used for a really long time, and it's really hard because canvas, especially the light canvas, will pick up. So there is some signs of just being used, especially where there is more indentation from the inner pockets here, just from sliding around on a desk and things like that. And then the mocha cover is the exact same. These were actually all part of the same drop. And I decided to go back for this mocha color because I thought, why not? I already have it in A5 and a pouch. I felt like I needed to complete my collection by having it in the A6. I actually had the mocha Travel for Life standard wallet, but I have since sold that. That is the only thing I've sold so far in terms of things that I was purchasing from Superior Labor, and that just didn't suit my needs in a TN, and I tried to use it and see if I could use it as a week's cover, and that didn't work either, so I ended up selling that one. This all leather black cover I purchased in a D-stash, and it was at such a great price, and I love A6 size that I thought, why not get it? Even though, as you can see, it's the only thing black in my T.S.L collection. And the black does transfer over, so I've been really careful with it so far. It's been holding this Cafe Note A6 blank notebook that I have not used at all. I decorated it for the beginning of 2024 as a commonplace notebook and have never used it. So this is what it's been so far, and it's just been like this all year round. So I am planning to actually reuse and recycle this notebook as my daily journal, Dear Diary kind of journal for 2025. So I will be using this notebook. I will probably not be putting it in this cover. So this cover now will sit probably in storage, and I will probably use this mocha color just because it seems a lot more fitting there. I also just like the canvas, although I don't want it to get dirty. So we'll see. Maybe I need to introduce black into my color lineup palette. And then last but not least is this A5. I was using the A5, or I still am using technically this A5 cover as my ink journal cover. And I was in a Midori A5 before. I just purchased this. Well, I didn't just purchase, I just got it. I purchased a couple months ago in a group order, but I finally got the notebook from my friend because I told her to wait until the San Francisco Pen Show to give it to me. So the notebook is brand new. It is the 2024 day free, and I'm going to be moving my ink journal into this for whenever I can start it and forward. So this is what I have in it now. Honestly, every time I get into my ink journal, I take the cover off because I don't want any spills. So I take the cover off and I put it to the side, and then I do my ink swatching, journal logging, what have you. So I did actually purchase another cover to replace this mocha. And so this will probably be sitting in storage as well. But up until this point, it was an active use cover. I don't mind having a lot of covers because I like to change them with my mood, with the season, with how I'm feeling. And so I like to have pouches and covers. So that is all in terms of my collection. Let me go ahead and get everything on screen here, but I would love to know what your favorite superior labor item is. What is your big wish list item with superior labor? All right, there you go, nice and crowded over my desk. And then of course the tote bag that it came with. I cannot wait to even just use this. I don't know what for, maybe to store all the things that go in my drawers. That way it's nice and combined and protected. But there you go. I think I'm going to go ahead and share what I mean by the water wash that I'll do on the bag, because I want to do that right away before I even put this into use and start toting it around. So let me go ahead and clean up and I will show you how I do my water wash. All right, so I've taken off the tag here and couldn't grab a microfiber. I wanted to get something quick, so I just got a bunch of paper towel, and it's not all the way wringed out because I think this is going to be a thirsty process. so I'm not having to go back and forth for water so much. But let's go ahead and do a small section, and I'll do the D-ring first just to give you an idea of what I mean. But I will basically do water all over so that it is nice and soaked, and then just let that dry. And the idea behind it is that whenever a stain does get on it, or if a stain ever gets on the leather, it's not the first thing that's soaking into the pores. So by doing this water wash, I am basically making it so that at least the first stain of it was one complete full covering of the leather. And this will not add too much patina, though it will not be exactly as light as this. So for comparison purposes, I will do, I'll leave just the one handle alone. So I'll do this handle, and it's not so much that you have to do like it a certain amount of times. I just want to make sure that I'm really getting an even amount of water across it. So I'm trying to get it to look the same color all around on this one handle, and then that's it. So I will do one handle and leave this one untouched. You can see how much darker it is that it's soaked, but I promise it's not going to stay that dark. The water is going to evaporate, but at least I've kind of soaked in the pores that first time. So I will probably, it doesn't take 24 hours to dry, but given the timing of the day and losing sunlight, I will show the comparison of it tomorrow when this is fully dried. But I'll go ahead and finish up super quick. It's just water, and I have done this to every leather part of a T.S.L item, and so far the patina, if it does patina, has been even. Now, the reason I'm doing water and not like a conditioner is because a conditioner surely will darken it. Because this is just water, it's pretty much going to evaporate. starting to lose some excess water in my paper towel, so it's hard to just do one quick pass of the same amount of moisture level. I am also going to do this tag because I want it to be on the bag as well. And here, it's not fully dried, but this was the side that I did a water wash, and this is the untouched brand new side. And there's only the slightest difference right now, and it's almost all the way dry, but hopefully tomorrow I'll do a comparison and it will prove that it's very, very, very little patina effect, but will help in providing a more even patina over the long run of owning this item. Okay, welcome to the next day. Here is the bag, and the side against the leather pocket is the side that I did a water wash, and this is the side that I left untouched. You can see just the faintest amount of darkening. I actually like how this looks better. This looks really like whitewashed right now, and this has that like slightly pink tone that you get when nude leather patinas. So as you can see, it hasn't really changed all that much. I don't think anyone would have really guessed that I did a water wash on it. Some of the spots, there's like one spot on the bottom, like right here, that was already there before. And then there is some marks here because I was really saturating it with water to try and get into the crease. And I think that just had a little bit more water spots than everywhere else. So that's a little bit darker anywhere else. But this spot here is going to naturally get darker anyways, just because of where it sits on the table and probably like pulling it and dragging it on the table. So there you have it. I am going to go ahead and water wash the handle that I didn't do yesterday off camera, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I am so happy with this, and I think I'm gonna get myself into a real big problem collecting more superior labor bags. I'm really curious to know how you liked the live talking with filming versus my usual voiceover video. I'm going to try and do a mix of both. I foresee my YouTube going through some changes as we are approaching baby coming and arriving. And then, of course, as sunlight starts to dwindle into the fall and winter months. So let me know what you prefer, what you like, and if you have any video suggestions moving into the next season. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.